Woburn. I'm your host, Samantha Stone, and we have a jam-packed show because there's so much happening in town. We're very lucky. We're going to talk about entertainment. We're going to talk about comedy shows. We're going to talk about good deeds. We're going to talk about all kinds of things that are happening across the city. So we're glad to jump into that. And first up, as always, Mayor Concannon. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Samantha. Sounds like we're going to get the boring stuff done first, and then all the good stuff will follow. So that's okay.
Never boring at all. We had a not boring day yesterday. We had the senior dinner. We were back in person.
Yeah, that was great. We had the annual seniors appreciation dinner back at the high school, which was great. The last several years, we had to do a grab and go version of it, which was very nice, and it was great to be able to continue the tradition. But to be back inside at the high school for a sit-down meal was really great. The crowd was awesome. We probably had 350 seniors there. We had dozens of volunteers. Mossy Coughlin played some Irish music for us. It was great. I can't thank the committee and the volunteers enough for what they did. It was a really fun day, and I know the seniors had a great time. I get so many thank yous and compliments on the way out. It was just a really nice day.
It was a really lovely day, and everybody was in a great spirits, which always makes it even more fun. So
Yep.
glad we could do that. Now
And a special
tomorrow's
special thank you to the Woburn Stoneham Elks who prepare the food every year. And one of their members, Keith Wells, has been spearheading the effort for about 15 plus years now. And he's going to be stepping back from a leadership role next year. So we got a couple of folks who are going to step up and take that over from him. But I just wanted to say a special thank you to Keith for everything he's done over the years. We really appreciate it. And, we know it's in good hands going forward. We have so many volunteers that step up to help out. But thank you to Keith on his way up.
Absolutely. The food was amazing. As a volunteer, I served before I ate, but I did get a chance to sample everything, and particularly the cream puffs were fabulous. But
Yes.
really, joking aside, they serve an incredible amount of people. Everybody's meal is hot. Everybody's meal is
Yeah.
tasty. We
It,
get lots of
it,
compliments.
it's really amazing what a well-oiled machine it is, even with the hiatus away from the high school for a few years, how quickly everybody gets served. To your point, every meal was hot, placed in front of them within minutes, and they just do a great job. Really a highlight of the year, and so happy to be a part of it.
It's great. Tomorrow, Tuesday, some people might be seeing this on Tuesday, but it's election day, and it is going to be a busy day. We know we've been early voting in person has been busy. We know we've had mail-in ballots, lots of ways people have voted, but we do expect tomorrow to be a busy day at the polling
Yeah,
locations.
I think there's going to be close to record turnout probably across the country, which is a good thing. And I do want to appreciate the efforts of our city clerk's office, led by Clerk Lindsay Higgins. The whole team has really stepped up to do a great job, a real professional operation, making sure that everybody has a chance to vote, everybody's voice is heard. I think we're probably the model for how a community should handle this. And they just do a great job in the clerk's office. They're one of the more forward-facing offices here in City Hall. They do a great job every day of the year. And then during election time, when the pressure is really on, they really step up their game. So to the entire team down there, thank you very much. And we hope for a smooth day tomorrow, but we do know that the operation is in good hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know there's lots of people who've been calling in, wanting to remember where their polling location is, either because they're verifying it, maybe it's the first time they're voting. That
Yep.
information is available on the website, but of course they can continue to call, and the team has been
Yep.
amazing. And with all the election stuff, they're still also, handling birth certificates and all the other things that
Yeah.
happen in the clerk's office. They've been really, really amazing. So
Yeah.
we're grateful for that.
I don't think they missed a beat. They're very impressive down there. Great group.
Excellent. So I know, and we've talked about on the show, that tax rates are not going to be set until December, and we have some meetings set to open up and share with the public, and there'll be city council discussions and things. But people are asking if there's any sort of signals or anything early that we can share with people. So I thought I'd put
Yeah.
you on the spot, Mike, and ask if there's anything we can share at this point.
Yeah, so we've been doing our due diligence here in the city, preparing all the documentation that needs to be sent forward to the state for their approval. So that's happening now. The team of Charlie Doherty, the auditor, Tim Donovan, the treasurer collector, and John Conley, the assessor. They've been working hard at making sure all the numbers are accurate so that when we send it to the state, it gets blessed, and at that point they allow us to set our tax rate based on our budget and our projections. In terms of what folks can expect, we did talk a little bit about this. Actually, we talked quite a bit about it during the budget time. Obviously, when we're setting the budget, that's how much we're going to spend, and then that has to be matched by how much we're going to collect. So there's always some fluidity in this, and it does change. But there are some rough ideas of how the math adds up. And what we were talking about back at budget time was somewhere in the area of approximately $400 to $500 increase for the average residential homeowner. Now, again, that's not yet determined until we hear back from the state, but that's a projection that we're operating on right now. Obviously, that's an average, so some are less, some are more. But that has been the number that we've been guided by thus far. And as soon as we get the firm numbers, we'll be sure to share that with everybody. We have a town hall forum scheduled second week of December. This information should be solidified by that point. We'll be able to share the details and answer the questions that follow. This is a collaborative effort, as I said, the finance team, myself, the city council. We've been talking about this for several months now. When the numbers are in, these proposals, these requests will be made to the city council where they will officially set the tax rate, and we'll be able to answer folks' questions after that. We did talk during the budget time about making sure that we're taking advantage of all the opportunities to try to lessen the load on the residential taxpayers, certainly those on fixed incomes. We've been meeting with the finance team and the city council to try to explore those options. The good news is that the city is availing ourselves of just about every possible opportunity now. We're on the ball now, but we're continuing to look and see if there's any other opportunities. My best advice to the taxpayers is if you have a particular question about an abatement or a state program or some opportunity to impact your tax rate and your tax bill positively, the best source of information for that is the assessor's office. John Conley and his team are prepared to walk through all the different options and give people the guidance they need to make the best decisions to apply or not for a certain program. So I would advise folks that the assessor's office is the place to ask those questions.
Thank you for that. I know we're still a work in progress, but we appreciate the transparency and letting people know where things are headed. Last thing I wanted to ask you about today is there has been the department, I'm going to read this because I'm going to get this office name wrong. It's way too long. The Massachusetts Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs. The net of it is so important. It sounds very official, but they've declared a level 1 drought in our county, in Middlesex County. Not surprising to any of us because we haven't had a lot of rain in
Yeah.
several weeks at this point. I thought it might be helpful to just let folks know really what that means for us here in Woburn.
Yeah, so the northeast and central regions, including Woburn, have been declared a level 1 mild drought. I talked with Tony Blazejowski, the water department superintendent, about this last week. We're in the mild category. There's no need at this point to take any drastic measures. Hopefully we do get some rain soon, but for now, we're advising just reasonable, conservative practices with the water, not wasting it, not letting it run. And we think that should get us through this. Okay, if anything changes, we'll be sure to let people know what else might be required. But as of now, I'd say that's the course of action.
Right, thank you. So good, smart water conservation that we should all be doing anyways,
Yeah.
when you're not in the shower. I have been very guilty of a particularly bad one. I'll tend to turn the shower on before I get into it, and when I'm not paying attention, it runs a lot longer than it should. So
Yeah.
I'm paying better attention to that myself, but there's lots of little things like that that we can do, and we add it up as a community. It's just good, smart conservation.
Yeah, that's all we're looking for at this point. And again, if anything changes, we'll make sure people are aware.
Right. Thank you as always, Mayor Concannon, for joining me.
Okay, thank you.
Next up, we have three students, Kevin, Charles, and Allison, who are straight off a Christmas set for a play that's coming up. Elf, welcome.
Yeah, there we go.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
We're excited to have you. It looks like, are you in the auditorium there?
Yes, we are. Right on stage.
I love it. Kevin, tell us a little bit about this year's production.
So this year we are putting on a production of Elf the musical. The shows will run. The show will run November 21st and 23rd, which is a Thursday and a Saturday. The show is about the titular Buddy the Elf, who's
played by this guy right here.
Played by myself, who finds out that his kind of world turns upside down as he finds out that he's not actually an elf. He has a human dad, and he goes to New York to go after his dad and see his real family, and hilarity ensues.
It's one of my favorite holiday movies. Now there is a voice that we have been hearing who's off screen. Just lean in a little bit and say hello so people
That's me.
know you're there. Thank you.
My name is Noah, and I run the Mr. Thomas to them. I run the theater program here, and actually we have today and again on Wednesday, we're doing our sort of whirlwind tour of all the elementary and middle schools. And so we're taking 3 songs from the musical, wearing our show shirts, and hitting up all of the other schools in Woburn. So it's a crazy couple of days.
That's fantastic. What a wonderful craziness. Charles, tell us how Elf got chosen as the play this year.
Yes, how Elf got chosen. I'm not entirely sure. Question for Mr. Thomas up there.
Yeah, that's great. So there's a team of us, myself, and I. No, myself and my wife, Mrs. Thomas, our choreographer, Caitlin Caldwell, who works at the Kennedy, Mr. Brian Gilberti, who's the chorus director. And we get together at a certain point in the year. We talk about how, this year's performance went, and talk about options for next year. And it's really sort of like matrix of what are the voice talents that we have that so what are the shows that we think we can do? And then what would be a great show to do? And it was a surprise to some people, I think, but we landed on Elf this year. We thought it'd be fun to do a holiday themed show right around the holidays. And we thought we have the vocal ability to do it. And so let's go ahead and do it.
I love it. At this year's Halloween parade, I happened to be standing on a part of the road where a person wearing an elf costume was right across the street from me. And as Santa came along at the end of the parade, as he always does with Mrs. Claus, they totally took the best line of the movie, I know him, and jumped up, and then it was like perfect. So it totally got me in the spirit for this. Allison, tell us what your favorite part of the production is.
For me, as a student assistant choreographer, I really love the big dance numbers. So at the top of the second act, there's this big dance number with all these fake mall Santas, and they talk about what the season has been like for them, and it's very dramatic, and there's a lot of big movements, so it's just really fun.
That's fantastic. Charles, how about you? You're nodding your head in agreement?
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I think the dances are phenomenal this year. Normally they're really good. We went all out and they look incredible. We have an amazing cast. They're all super dedicated. It's awesome.
I love it. Kevin, before I let you all go, tell us where people can get tickets.
We have a link in the bio of our Instagram. They will also, along with our TikTok, I believe.
And Facebook. There's one
yes, and the Facebook page.
About page on Facebook. And we're sending out social media posts too.
Yeah.
I would also throw in, there are going to be yard signs going up within the next day or so at all the elementary schools. which may look like campaign posters, but they're actually there's a QR code there, and you just follow that QR code. You can buy a ticket. There's a banner going up down in the common, like near the town hall.
Right in front of City Hall. I was there today as they were looking at it. It's great.
Oh, so it did go up. Okay, great.
It hasn't been put up yet, I don't think, but I was looking at the banner in the office. It will be up soon.
Oh, yes, it's going up soon. So yeah, more publicity. Check social media. Check. There should be signs around town where you'll be able to get a ticket.
Fantastic. And if you don't know how to use a QR code, just ask a young person passing by. They'll help you out.
Okay.
Thank you all for joining us. This sounds like a really fun and fabulous production. I hope you do great, and I'm hoping I can snag a seat. Yeah, I think you raise a really important point. The set and the production and the behind the scenes is as important as the folks who are on stage performing. And I know you've got a huge group of people who are working really hard to make this come to life. So thank you for sharing that with us. Next up, Doreen and Donna, welcome.
Hi, how are you, Samantha?
Excellent. I'm so glad to see both of you here today. I know that you are part of, is it called Donna, the Middlesex Lions Club? Is that the proper term for it?
We go by Woburn Middlesex Lions. Yes.
Thank you. And you recently had a fashion show. Tell us about it.
Well, I'm going to leave that up to Doreen. She has good wording for that.
So we had the fashion show and it was a great success. We had about 180 people show up for our fashion show. We sold out for tickets. We had great raffles, extremely fun night. Everyone that came had an enjoyable time, and it was a great success.
I know a few people who strutted their stuff across the stage and they said it
Yes.
was a great experience. So I love that. I know it was a fundraiser. Where does the money go that you raise?
So the money goes to lots of different things. It goes to, naturally here within the city, but it also goes to other things such as LCIF, which is the Lions Club International. They do research for diabetes and eye research. So it's always a great fundraiser. It's probably our biggest one. And, we appreciate everybody joining in and having a good time. And it's our charities appreciate it as well.
That's great. Doreen, tell us about some of the things that you have upcoming, because there's lots of things that you do throughout the year.
We do, yes. So the next thing that's on schedule is we help out at the Festival on the Common. We will have a booth there and we will be singing our wonderful songs, some of us with better voices than others. But we'll have a booth and everyone is welcome to come along and, look at our booth. Then we have a Dining for Dollars evening, which is on December 12th, and that's going to be at the Chateau. And it'll be all day from the time they open till the time they close. And 20% of that food comes back to us for our charities. That's the next thing in line. And we also have going on right now a Mass State Lottery total book of $10 scratch tickets. And we're selling those for $10 a piece each chance. And if the winner will get the entire book, which is 100 scratch tickets. So that'll be a really fun event.
That would be super fun to win. My mother has a tradition of giving scratch tickets out for just about any holiday and occasion we can think of. And it's my now adult children loved it. They even loved it when they were little. So it's always fun to see that. That's really great. Now, I know that you have a pretty large membership. Tell us about the club overall.
Do you want to do it?
Well, we have 66 members now. We've come down a little bit. Some members because of illness, so I have moved to Florida. But other than that, we're 66 strong, very strong-willed women here to serve. Again, we're the only women's club, as far as we know, in the United States of America for Lions, and we choose to serve in any capacity that's asked of us. And so the more the merrier. The more the merrier. So if anybody's interested, they can contact Doreen or I, and we'll move forward.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for all you do for the community. You have some fun events coming up. Festival on Commons right around the corner. So we're going to come listen for those good voices and those just playful voices that are having fun. We need both, right?
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Samantha. Bye-bye.
Excellent. We're going to wrap up the show talking about comedy. I'd like to welcome Bill and Susan from the Rotary Club.
Hey, Samantha.
Glad to have you both here. I always love a good laugh and a good comedy show. Bill, tell us a little bit about the comedians that are going to be joining us.
Sure. We have two native Woburn men, Dave Terriano and Teddy Barrett, both of Woburn, that'll be leading the comedy night and headlining the event.
Fantastic. Susan, tell us a little bit about where the money goes that's raised from the comedy show.
Well, we have, for instance, Dolls for Scholars that goes to the high school. We patronize the food pantry. Yeah, you tell a little more.
Woburn Veterans in Need, as well as Tanner Closet for the Woburn High School students that may be in need during the course of the year. We donate food and as well as clothing items to the Tanner Closet.
You know, that's great. When I was at the senior dinner, I got to sneak up with someone and check out the Tanner Closet and see, and it's a really valuable, heavily utilized space that helps support students and their families. It's really great.
Yeah.
We also were the recipient of a $100,000 grant from Cummings Properties, and every year we do 10.
We donate to 10 different charities throughout the city, and some of the ones we mentioned, as well as others that we'll take up during the course of the year.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. I'm sure a lot of people watching this are going to say, how do I get to be one of those 10 charities? How do you have ones that you're regular, or do you do like a grant process where people can apply to be one of them?
They can get a hold of me or any of the members of Rotary at rotaryclubofwoburn.org, and we're happy to discuss your request.
It's fantastic. Well, this sounds like a really fun night. Susan, remind us of where it's located and what time.
It's at the American Legion on Pleasant Street at the Four Corners. Lexington Street. I'm sorry. You'd get lost if you listen to me. I know that we're going to have a very successful night. We already have sold over 100 tickets, and we have the two comedians in. They do have a great reputation. We also have games throughout the evening. Heads or Tails. Do you know that game?
I think I might have played it once, but I bet you some people listening don't know. So tell us what that's all about.
Okay, you decide whether the coin that's flipped is going to be heads or tails or heads and tails. There's two coins. Yeah, two coins. So if you are standing there like that, you can't see me where I have my hand, but you got to use your imagination.
It's on our tushy.
Yeah, there you go. If the coins come up heads and tails, then you can stay seated. If you have this, you have to sit down. So it's really kind of fun. It's a process of elimination. And we have beads that we're selling that there's a prize for that.
Silent auction.
Yes, we have a great raffle items, really fantastic raffle items that are very desirable. So when you buy your tickets, you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you win it that the quality is excellent. We have a silent auction that is a resort in Bartlett, New Hampshire for 2 nights, and the value for that is $600. So it's a classy evening. It's going to be a fun evening. And if you'd like to get tickets, you could help me a little.
RotaryClubofWoburn.org is the way to get your tickets.
I like that. It's nice and easy.
Yes,
I appreciate that.
Page.
And remind us, Bill, the tickets, how much are they? And I think is it November 9th, the date?
This Saturday night, November 9th, the show starts at 7 p.m. at the American Legion on Lexington Street. Tickets are only $25. You come in, bring your snacks, and get ready for a fun evening.
That's fantastic. We have so many amazing things happening this weekend. That's going to be a really good one. Bring snacks, bring friends, grab your tickets, and get ready to have some fun and laugh, and maybe even win a cool prize.
You bet.
Perhaps.
Thank you for joining us.
Samantha.
Thanks,
you for
Samantha.
having us.
Thank you. Woburn, as always, there are so many ways for you to have some fun, to give back, and to do some great things together. So continue to take good care of each other.